Hopefully Brad's got the phone system going. Oh, there we go. Push the button, Bradley. There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 457 of the Maritime Paintball Podcast. My name is Brad Odell, and with me, as always, is
your king of paintball.
Did you mess with the video?
I did.
Okay, cool.
I shouldn't have control of anything, and I thought this was funny.
But you know what? I dig it. I'm here for it. I'm loving it.
Killer.
I'm very directional today. Hold on.
You are very directional. We've also got a second bonus. We got a bonus guest, Bradley.
We do. We have a bonus guest.
We have the Hoffner.
I can see an ear. And a ponytail, I think.
That's okay. Well, since we are live on beautiful 97.9 CHSR in Fredericton, New Brunswick, you don't have to see their faces, but you can hear their voices.
There you go.
That is why we're here tonight, to talk about some killer events and paintball and sandwiches or whatever else we come up with. Let's have the fun.
We haven't had a good sandwich episode in a while.
I've been lacking in my sandwich game, but I hear there's some good ones where I'm going. So
okay.
I'll find one. And there's Explore. Hey, buddy, you are on top.
He's there. He's always
every
there.
week.
Why am I so quiet in my own headphones? What is going on here? Let me fiddle with some stuff. There we go. All right, we're fixed. We're good to go. We're ready to rock and roll. So, where were we? Sorry, we're all discombobulated again. Before we get going, let's pay the bills. Let's get let's talk about some amazing people who support the show. First and foremost, not first and foremost, but first on the list, let's talk about Northern Hydration.
I still swear by this. That stuff is I've still got a few left from Wasaga in my bag, and I was drinking one at work today, thank God.
It's a beautiful sports hydration drink. Very salty, very delicious. If you head on over to drinknorthern.com and use the code Maritime PB10, save yourself 10% off. Pretty much anything in the store, and they just launched a grapefruit flavor, which I need to get my hands on. I keep kind of forgetting to order it, and so it's gonna be good. Moncton Paintball, home away from home.
Oh man, that game last week was deadly. The Red Dawn scenario was a lot of fun.
Looked like it.
Yeah, we had a good turnout, lots of fun, lots of pew pews. We speak of the devil. There's Danny. We pushed through the field. Great day of ball all day. It's a good turnout. We even got Hollywood out to play this week because he's been running all their events all year. So he's a beast.
Yep. Intensity Customs, fantastic.
Jake's
marketing partner.
Yep. Intensity takes care of us. Put some nice clothes on our backs. These are not his. I'm gonna just not show this one. I just looked down. I'm like, shit. My Intensity shirts are in the wash. So,
but if you see when you see him at, I think he's going to Canadian Legends. When you see him at Adrenaline, hit him up. He has got some Maritime Paintball Podcast shirts that I would love to see some people wearing. I'd love to get people to send photos. It would be awesome. We've also got Paintball Dirt newsletter doing the good work with those little quick, easy, digestible newsletters.
I like
loving
them. It's a great little refresher to find in my email, in my inbox.
They're great. They're awesome. There's so much coming at us, right? Boom, 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 boom. It's nice to have somebody kind of like boil it down for us. And then, of course, VPL, Virtual Paintball League, VR Paintball playing. What is it? Steam's Paintball Playground, I think is the name of the game.
Paintball Playground.
I truly believe they've cracked the code. You want to get younger people into paintball? Video games.
Dude, check that. You should check it out too. If anyone has a chance, those kids are wild kids. There's guys my age and older that are playing it. And it's great when you're in the living room and you just want to get a little exercise and move around. And their community on Discord is fantastic. They're great people. I totally recommend jumping into that. Oh, we have more people.
We do. We have a
Maritime's Most Wanted, baby. It's nice to see Nightmares joined us and with Danny and Explore. And I thought I saw, James. She's left again. She's like, the hell with these people. I don't want to be associated with these monsters. Christy has left.
So there we go. We have she's gone. We've gone ahead and paid the bills. As always, of course, folks, while we're chatting along, feel free. If you have something you want to say, call in. You can call us at 506-453-4979. Lines are open. Feel free to call in. Say hi. And know that I can drop the call at any second because I have that power.
We had a Christy, and she left again. She's still here. She's here in spirit, and that's what matters. She's going to give us info.
All that matters. She's there for emotional support right now. And then I lost my thought. Sorry, I was reading something. So, are we ready to bring Christy back in?
I think so.
Shazam! Asking, you shall receive.
Look at that. No more echo. Got clean audio, clean video. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. So, what if you got, maybe you want to explain who you are? Oh, no, we're still getting echoes. Everybody's muted now.
No. No. We shouldn't all be muted. My God, this is a radio show. We can't do a mime. Well, we can, but there's just
right. Who's ready for Canadian Legends? That's why we're talking about it. I'm very sad that I won't be going there, but that's what we got. I love it's just the last name there. It's just Barno. Just Barno.
Honestly, that's perfect. Because when I see him now, it's just going to be Barno. It's going to be a lot easier for the guy who doesn't remember names. I'm terrible for that, so that makes life easy for me.
Yeah, so why don't we talk about that? Let's talk. Who wants to go first? Let's talk about why you're here. Let's talk about what's going on. It's CPX Events.
Why are we here?
Who
are you? Tell us, why are we here?
There's
hold
the
on.
first Canadian Legends.
After seeing the king sitting there, my chair is not quite as comfortable. But hold on. But hold on. There you go.
Hang on. What's
How's that?
Oh, we're doing that, are we? I got you.
You got me? All right, so now we're all good. Yeah, I can't read now.
I do it because I just squint at the screen most of the time, man. It's
we got half a tank of gas.
Oh, okay, she wins.
Full pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
We're wearing sunglasses at night.
Nice.
No, I can't see anything either.
No.
Don't worry about your imaginary sponsors, Explore. Mine is my bank account. So it's not that very it's not a very wealthy sponsor. So I'm having to do terrible things, and I'm very happy to do them. So just to go and hang out with people like Danny. To hell with that nightmare guy.
Nice.
Well, hello, King Brad. I'm sorry, I'm finally with it. My name is Christy.
You're muted.
Can you hear me okay?
No, you're muted.
Yours?
No, we can hear. We can hear through. You're fine. Mic. Stay muted. You're fine. Perfect.
I'm not going to touch anything. Anyhow, so I'm Brian's wife. I'm part of CPX. I do write a lot of the missions, so I have a little bit of background in that. I'd like to tell you a little bit about it. So for the past couple of years, I retired from being a public school teacher. I taught English in middle school. And so probably 10 years ago at our park at OXCC, we had an event there, and I saw it play out. I really wasn't familiar with paintball, how these scenario games played out. And I took a look at what one of the guys did, and I thought, this is like a giant lesson plan. This is something I could really sink my teeth into and run away with these missions, and I think do a really good job. So for the last decade, I've been doing that and having a lot of fun with it, and just calling it an Outdoor Extreme produce. So if you've been to a game at Outdoor Extreme and didn't know who produced it, I wrote all those games. So it's been a lot of fun. So CPX has been huge because now I've got a bigger budget. I can make bigger things. I've got friends, partners that can help build bigger games and things to go along with this stuff. So it's been great. We just did Living Legends, and that was based on, of course, the paintball legends, but it was Hell Survivor. I figured, well, what better to do in Hells than fight for the throne of the underworld with Greek and Egyptian mythology, which I used to teach to the high school students. So I was like, love it. I was able to really get in some real stuff. And so missions are my thing. I love it. I love to go crazy with it. I love to build little props, sew things, make them by hand. And I, like I said, I got friends to do the bigger ones. And so that's my role in it. It's super fun. I love it. Now I'm retired, and that's where I focus my energy.
That takes a lot.
Are you really retired, though? It sounds like a lot of work.
No, well, retired from teaching.
Yeah, you're still wrangling in some sense.
For me. It's a lot of creative stuff, and I really love that. Brian's more like, where are the flag stations? Where are we going to shoot? People want to shoot. So the two of us, we make a good team with the rest of our group.
I just cut the grass.
You say you just cut the grass?
I just cut the grass. That's it. Yeah.
That's listen. Don't diminish your importance in this mission here. Short grass is good to have.
It is. Yeah. But no, so I mean, you asked about my background. So I've been paintball almost 40 years. I started out, as everybody else did, playing, and then I was part owner of American Paintball Supply, which was a distribution company in the U.S. Back in the day, we sold everybody's products to help stores and fields out. Played pro at one level at one time. Went on, I was general manager for Pro Caps for a while. I helped start GI Sports. Did that for a while. And then it kind of got to the point where, well, as you guys know, I mean, at GI, we were kind of buying everyone out. We bought Titman, and then we bought Key Action Sports. And writing was kind of on the wall. I wanted to do my own thing. So, we got back into owning fields. So right now we own 8 fields in the U.S. And then I also became part owner of Super Game. Super Game is more of a big game series, right? So with CPX, it's more scenario based, and there's missions and props, and where Super Game is a lot more simple. It's more just about getting this flag and that flag and holding something. So I had that for many, many years. My partner Dan Bonebreak, with our biggest event being out there in Oregon, and we're averaging about 1,600 players. And then CPX was there, and they actually ran events at our Maryland park for many, many, many years, which was great. And we loved having them there and stuff like that. And honestly, it came down to one day, I don't know, I was just thinking about things, and I'm like, there was only in the US, there was Super Game and there was CPX. So if you want to play a big game or scenario game that was all over the country, it was one of those two. So I kind of looked at it as Coke and Pepsi, and one day I thought, what, it'd be nice to own a little bit of Coke and a little bit of Pepsi, that way, whatever people like, we can help give that to them. And we reached out to the ownership, and and about a year later down the road, we ended up buying CPX. So now we have both.
Oh, so you've only done a little bit.
Just a little bit, just
a little bit.
Just
I mean, I
GI. Bought Tipman Core, like, yes, that's
we've been
just a couple little things. That's wild. That's so cool. And I've heard of Super Game Oregon, so
yeah,
it even I've heard of that one. So okay, it might have been because of that Nightmare guy or that Wolf guy. It might have been one of those guys, but might have been one of them. But
those guys do come to a lot of our events, so
they do. They're pretty good representatives of Canadians showing up someplace and not acting terribly.
Yeah, and so Super Game has runs events in Maryland, Michigan, Florida, and Oregon. But Oregon's the original one. But at Oregon, we average, I don't know, 200 to 300 Canadians come to that event.
Oh my God!
So when COVID hit, obviously, COVID happened. We canceled that year. Obviously, refunded everybody. And it took a couple of years, for the Canadians to get back. I mean, because, most of them like, we can't come back. Right, our jobs won't allow us and stuff like that. But it's nice to see them back because they're all so friendly.
Have you seen a difference in numbers this year over the last because of the border and current issues?
Yeah, I think I mean, it definitely, like I said, the attendance has gone up, and a lot of it I think is the Canadians coming over, and being allowed to come over and not worried about if I go back I'm not allowed to work for a week. I mean, that was a couple of years ago, but I think attendance is coming back. Events are, the one thing about events that just drives me nuts is there's a trend, and everybody I talk to says the same thing is, oh yeah, we're going to that event, so I'm gonna, when is registration closed? It's been open for 8 months, but I'm gonna wait till the last day to sign up.
That seems to be the general thing that I've noticed with big games, is that
it's
free reg numbers can never be the true factor.
No, just planning, how much paint do I need? How much first strike do I need? How much refs staff do I need? It's difficult when, you have 30% of the attendance sign up literally like on the last day.
Do you hear that, people?
Yeah, that's
sign up in advance.
And it's funny because I've talked to people and I said, listen, I said, why? I said, day of, we charge you a little, we charge you more if you sign up day of. And a lot of them, it comes down to weather. I think a lot of people play in some bad weather, and a lot of people are like, I don't care if it costs me $10-20 more. I'm going to wait and see what the weather's like.
Yeah. I've been walloped by weather.
Was it last week? I think we were chatting about that, about the pre-reg numbers.
Yeah, with a lot of events, especially here, because just the weather has been poopy.
It's
now you guys just had a big event up there, right? Wasaga?
Yes, we had Wasaga big game 2 weeks ago. It was 2-3 weeks ago. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I find it's a little hot for me, but I just generally don't deal with the heat so well.
They said it was that was like the hottest like it's ever been at the Wasaga event. Like it was unusually hot.
Wow. Yeah.
So yeah, that sucked. I didn't get to go again. Unfortunately, life kicked me in the teeth. This time around. Next year, damn it! I say this every year, but next year, damn it, things will be better.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Anyways, so with what got Legends to come up to Canada? Why all of a sudden? I mean, maybe it's not all of a sudden. Maybe it's in the background for the past 3 years. But like, there's loads of them happening down in the States, and now it was just sort of like, boom, Legends is coming to Canada. So what's what triggered that?
I think this might go back pre-COVID and Super Game. When we had Super Game, Todd Ansich comes down from behind the bunker to the events and stuff like that, and Joe, and we talked about when I got involved in Super Game, we talked about expanding it, and one of the ideas was to go to Canada. So down the States, and we were looking to run it, at Flag Raiders. Because we're friends with those guys. We knew those guys. It makes it easier when they're the people and you can trust them. And then of course COVID hit, and then of course pre-COVID, they lost their field. Yeah. So it was something we always wanted to do. And then when we got CPX, we thought, hey, let's take CPX and let's go outside the US. So that's why we decided, hey, let's go do one in Canada. And we're working on one for Mexico as well. We were contacted. Cool. We were contacted by someone over Europe as well to bring one. I'm not making an announcement or anything, but we figured let's try Canada. I mean, we're not used to running things outside the US. There's obviously logistics and legal stuff that are different, which Christy's been handling all that stuff, making sure that we have all the licenses and everything we need to come up there to you guys. So this is kind of like our test case, before we can go anywhere else outside the US. So,
I mean, plus I guess you're going to test anywhere outside the US. Well, that's nice. Mexico, I am down for that, man. I am down for, like, I don't know what it'll cost. I don't care, but I want proper tacos and paintball.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we're trying to make it so, with CPX and Super Game, and I don't want to talk about, they're separate, but I know we're here for CPX, but we try to make our events more like festivals, right? We want you not just to come, like, listen, I've been playing paintball for almost 40 years, and I've been all over the place, but I've really been nowhere, right? I tell people all the time, I said, oh, yeah, they're like, have you been to, Dallas or Denver? And I'm like, yeah. I flew into the airport. I went to the hotel. I went to the playing field and played. I went back to the hotel and I flew home, right? We're trying to find some locations where, if you want, you can go bring the family or whatever, and then stay an extra day or two and do something. I mean, that's for sure. Why we have an event in Orlando, right? I mean, come on down to, Orlando in January when it's really cold up your way, and play a little paintball and bring the wife and kids or whatever, and then go to Disney, for a day or so.
I'm not made of money. I'm not bringing my family down to play paintball and then sending them to Disneyland. Nuts to that.
Well, listen, the paintball's cheaper, so
well, I will bring them to like Oregon or something. Like we'll do that one.
Yeah.
Screw Disney. We're sending you kids to Oregon. You're gonna take the trails. What you're gonna do?
I just don't think they can.
Oh shit, that actually sounds fun. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I like adventuring and checking new places out. And Oregon sounds, from everything I've seen, it's very pretty.
Yeah, that's definitely
what is this?
our premier event for Super Game. I mean, the field is not really a playing field; it's an orchard, and the way it's set up, it's just, I don't know if you've seen pictures, but it's just incredible. I mean, last year we had 36 vendors there. It's just a great event, and there's players that come there. So we have roughly, I don't know, 700 people who camp. We have so many campsites. We have RV spots as well. A couple of years ago, I went to the very farthest RV spot across the street and drove my car from there to registration. It's 0.6 miles. That's how big the event is. So.
Wow.
So we heard.
Hold on now. We got a comment.
Yeah. We're talking about Canadian.
Terry, so with CPX, did anyone else spend $700 Canadian for 2 tickets? Sorry. Oh, go ahead.
That's all right. Well, I was kind of thrown in. I hadn't really planned on speaking with you guys tonight, which is great. I love being here. Thank you. But if we're talking about Canadian Legends, just in CPX as a whole, this past year, the team and I have figured out a really good schedule for the weekend. So if you ever do go to cpxevents.com, you'll see under our schedules, they're all very similar, depending on what we found out, time of day, dawn and dusk and all that sort of thing. We had to tweak them a little bit. But so on Friday nights, all of our CPX games, we have the Commander games, which we've tried to create, make them last a full hour. It's always scheduled for an hour, but you don't want something to last 5-10 minutes and be over. We'd really love to see people come out. For Dreaded Legends this weekend, we have the Commander games, and then we have a MagFed game. So we're doing a MagFed game at most of our CPX events now on Friday nights. Try to get people out, come and do, watch the Commander games, stay for that. And this particular one at Dreaded, we're having a costume contest for pirates right after the MagFed game. So there's a lot more going on Friday. We hope people come out to that. And again, CPX at the Canadian Legends as well. And then on Saturday, for the, let's see, is anything different for the Canadian for Saturday?
No.
So we have.
No, we try to stay consistent at all the events. So if you go to one event and you go to another event, wherever it's at, you'll see the same staff. You'll see the same format. The only thing that really changes is, depending on the time of the year and the part of the country or wherever we're at, some of the times we have to tweak a little bit, for daylight savings and stuff like that. And when she says Commander games, I mean, it's non-paintball games. We're talking things like, giant slide puzzles, like, 4 foot by 4 foot slide puzzles, or the games where you have a ball and you gotta get the ball past all the stuff, and it's 4 foot by 8, like a labyrinth. I mean, it's non-playing paintball, except for then later we do the MagFed only after that. So yeah.
And one of the things that for me started, when I met Brian, I was a non-player, didn't really know anything about paintball. And so I kind of have a different perspective on some things, like playing in scenario games. I always felt like if I wasn't part of the cool crowd or didn't know the general, I wasn't really going to participate as much or get to the information as much. I always kind of was concerned about that. Certainly when I went in and was playing in my own games, I knew what was going on, but I was worried about, do all people feel that way? So one of the things that we do with all of the games is I'm always in a tent. I'm like the commander in whatever situation. In Bones and Ashes, I was like a spaceship commander, For this one, I'm a wench in the trading post. In Canadian Legends, I'm going to be a fairy in the.
I'm going to find the wenches, boys.
Fairies that you believe in. Where I studied your lore a little bit. So anyhow, and it's basically a command center tent. And in it, we have at least 5. This game, I really did a lot more. I did 8 mini missions per hour. And what this allows is, one of the rules is the commanders and XOs cannot participate in it. We did have a commander that got a little overzealous and wanted to do them all and spent a lot of time in the tent. Anyhow, so it's really for the players. So anybody, whether you know the general, you're there by yourself or with a group, you can come into the tent. And for this particular game, there'll be at least 5 per hour available and a Young Guns mission available per side, per hour. And so anyone can come into the tent, say, can I do a mini mission? And if you haven't used them all for the hour, it's available. It could be a puzzle. It could be an artifact find where you're going out and you have to find something up on the field. A whole, depending on the game, we theme it around that game. But so it's just a way to get everyone involved. And Living Legends, it was super popular. People really, for Greek mythology questions, people are like, I know it all. I'm ready to take it on. And anyway, we had a lot of fun with it. So anyone who's coming to Canadian Legends or Dreaded or any of them, you have to stop by the tent. I know that you just might want to go out and shoot everything, but there's a lot of value in that type of fun too. If you haven't tried it, and some of you just go for that and you already know the value. So I hope you like it. I really love doing it. So I have a lot of fun with it. And so you have to come and see that part of CPX because it's awesome.
Sounds it. Anybody, for anybody listening, just I think on my end there might be a slight delay, so bear with us while we deal with some strange network issues. But okay, so it sounds like it's going to be an amazing time. Sounds like there's some real passion being put into this, and so not just passion, but also like business sense. Some like running a proper event. I like that. I like that there's, like you mentioned, like having to get the licenses in place, but also you're having a lot of fun writing the stories. I mean, every paintball game needs wenches. Like, I don't care what it is, it needs wenches. I want to roll up to like NXL World Cup and there be wenches. Actually, that would do really well. I think that'd be amazing if somebody had set up just like a random, like you see all these beautiful, really nice, crazy looking tents, like all the big brands, like the Carbon tent, all set up with their orange and black, and
wedges,
like Infamous, yeah. And then you're just like, there's one made of what is clearly like recycled pallets, and it's just wenches. That'd be amazing. I'm gonna do that.
Oh, nice.
It's gonna be me in a wig. Sorry, totally. Woo.
Sorry, I'm kind of following what's going on in the chat here. Cliff, you have not been kicked out yet. I don't know why, but we're going to keep bringing you back.
Oh, there you go. I was in the private chat.
Oh yeah, I saw you in the private chat. I was like,
hey, I'm like, there's no one chatting. What's going on here?
Oh
yeah,
no,
it's fine. The entire chat has just been Brian basically kissing your ass the entire time.
Who has been?
Brian Nightmare.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
He's a good dude though. I've known that guy since I think high school for sure, possibly middle school. I don't remember. Definitely 5 years.
I just like tormenting him. He's very cute. He's got a good sense of humor at least.
He does. He really does. He's such a good dude. So, but that's enough about him. And
get off our lawn.
So what's the plans? Give me a rundown of can we go into any of the, or would it be giving away? Can we go into like details of like what kind of like props you got set up and stuff like that? Or is that like all super secret still for Canadian?
What am I walking into? I have no clue what I'm walking into, so
yeah.
I'm all excited.
I don't think that we would tell you what props we have, but there's a lot going on. Another thing that we have for the structure of it is there's a mission every hour that's going to involve some sort of a prop, usually multiple props of going and find something, having to complete something, have to unlock something. We also have 2 flag stations that are in play, generally on a map, and I'm doing the Canadian Legends one right now. We have 8 flag stations, but having them all in play is nuts. It just makes everyone too scattered. So we have 2 flag stations that are in play per hour, and every hour there's going to be some sort of a gong that's theme related, to alert everybody. So the the commanders have to come in and pick up their missions. They also will see posted the 2 flag stations that are in play. So they have to communicate with everybody. These are the 2 flag stations, so they know which ones to go to. And we also have a fueling mission going on once per hour. The fueling mission, and fuel doesn't necessarily apply to all themes, so that idea changes. But the basic idea of that additional flag, or flag station, or what are those called? The flips. Slapsticks, yeah. The slapstick. One of those would be in play. So you've got at least 3 flag stations or things in play while a mission is going on in a different location. So you've got at least 4 things going on at all times. So keep things active. So the mission props, they're all related. They're all theme related, and they all have a little story. I like to give the background to the folklore or whatever it is, a little bit, little blurb, so people really understand what they're doing and why they're doing it. There is a shaman. There are the northern lights. The shaman has to be found and to get a clue from to then proceed to the next part of the mission. So we've got some cool elements.
And all the games are written in a way we try to cater to everybody, right? So there's the people that are just about there's the people that just love missions and puzzles and all that other stuff. So we have tons of that stuff. And then there's some people that just just want to go out there and shoot other people and flip flags, and we have that as well, so it's all going on at the same time. There's a lot of moving pieces, at once. That way, depending on what kind of style you play, I mean, you have it the whole time.
And
awesome.
One of the cool
question from
I'm sorry. I get a lot of ideas from reality TV competition shows because they have some cool stuff.
Honestly, when you said big sliding puzzle, I just went like, it sounds like Big Brother.
Exactly.
Well, we love Big Brother. We love Survivor. So a lot of the stuff we do, we're making it big scale.
Okay. Brian's asking a question. He says, since there will be Adrenaline Paintball's first event to allow first strike rounds on the field, are first strike rounds to be chronoed at the same FPS as standard paint?
They do at our events. I mean, we do 280 feet per second. We'll do the first strike at the same. Yep. And obviously, if you're going out with both, we make you chrono with both. So
don't be bitches. Yep. They don't hurt.
Yeah. Quit being soft. Cool. All right. No, that's perfect. Love that. I love that. That's amazing. Hopefully this will be first strikes, man. Canadians are scared of them. We don't know why. They're a lot of fields here are like the running joke of like lacerations. Like they think you're gonna cut down a tree with a first strike round.
Gotcha.
So a lot of mag-fed players are like, well, I can't compete. And I'm like, well, just be better. But they don't like that answer.
So there's a big myth, right? So for years, I never had played first strike myself, and people who did, they're like, oh my god, it shoots twice as far. Well, number one, it doesn't. All right, if you put it side by side, does it shoot a little farther? It does, not that much farther. Are they more accurate? Yes, they're more accurate, but it's such a small range. Being on the field where, if people are like, oh, the first strike guy, he's hit me and I can't reach him. It's not as big as what people think.
Get closer.
Sorry.
Brad, but it's a huge difference. I mean, like I said, I played pro back in the early 2000s and I played speedball my whole life. So, I only played MagFed maybe 2 years ago. And that's the first time when I played MagFed, I played with first strikes. And, it takes there's some advantages, but there's some disadvantages when you can only carry out, I carry 200 rounds. That's it. Guys start, ripping on you with their high-end guns. I mean, you're kind of at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Well, that's I've gone into games where people were very just like, oh, he's got first strike rounds. I'm like, okay, so what? And they're like, well, he can get us from here. I'm like, yeah, rush him. He's going to run out quick.
He has to start 12. He can only fire one at a time, boys. Just rush him.
Exactly.
Just run at him, and eventually you'll get close enough that it doesn't matter. And I bet you he's more scared of you than you are of him. That's why he's using first strike rounds at a distance. Amazing. Okay. So I want to know. I want to talk about the past Legends events, like Living Legends. I guess there's also all of them, all the CPX events and whatnot. But I want to hear like highlights. What's like the past events? Like when somebody's like, what's your favorite event that you ever ran? Like one that was just like it finished and you were just like, that was a 1 in a million, or that was a one of a kind event that we're never going to be able to do that again. Like the magic.
Just CPX.
Well, CPX.
Now that I know that you're involved, you basically run 90% of paintball in the United States. Like,
gotcha. Well, we're myself. Living Legends was in May, so beginning of May is Super Game. 2 weeks after that is Living Legends, and those were probably the pinnacle events of both. It started early May with Super Game. So Super Game, the last, I don't know, I'll say 2 or 3 years. I'm sure people are going to start messaging and saying, no, it's been made more. We had rain. And when I say rain, I'm talking like, we're walking in 8 inches of mud. It was just, and you know how that is. I mean, you're tired walking, 100 feet, because of that. And this past year, knock on wood, I mean, we do everything we can. We bring in, over the years, we figured out sawdust works the best, right? Not wood chips, but sawdust. And we spent a ton of money getting all this stuff, preparing for the rain. The weather was so beautiful. And I got to say, when the event was over, I looked at my staff and I said, man, I think we had 0 issues. I couldn't believe it. Everything went so smooth, and, compared to several years past that with the mud just throws a whole nother wrench in things,
For sure.
And then this year, like I said, it's the first year with us having a CPX, Living Legends was, it was great. We had a lot of people there, happy that we were there taking things over and changing things and adding stuff and just giving it a facelift. We're excited definitely for next year because we're going to get back into more of the, representing the legends, people that are in the sport, and telling the story about them and trying to help. And, and I understand that, we're all old now, right? I already talked to some of the people that would be on that legends list. And they're like, listen, we don't travel. I don't travel anymore. I'm just too old, and I know there's kids out there, you start mentioning, people like Tom K and Bud Orr, and they're like, who, but it's,
however, we can get some of the information to these new people or, and one of the things that I wanted to do, and if you guys watch Big Brother, I kind of got an idea from the comic book thing where they have to kind of see, so freaking phenomenal game.
Love it.
So if we can do something in a similar fashion, not make it cartoony or make fun of anybody, but have like a poster-sized baseball card, if you will, of somebody famous, like the people that you just mentioned, and have highlighted facts about them, not like paragraphs, but bits of information that they would have to find as part of the game to kind of let people know more about these legends of the past.
I love that. One recommendation: if you could do one of Bud Orr, it's got to be a riff on Iron Man. I want to see I want to see him like hammering on an autococker or something. You know what I mean? Like forging the trigger or something. That's what it's got to be. If you're gonna do Tom K, you gotta get DB Cooper in there somehow. Like in the background of his poster, have DB Cooper coming out of the plane.
So if we think of Kyle, those are great ideas.
Right? Do it. I think it's a great idea. I love that. I love it. What you mentioned that people were excited about some of the changes you were making. Like what are the changes you've made? What kind of moves?
Well, again, a lot of it was the bigger props and just changing, not doing the same thing every year after year after year, and changing things up. I think that was the biggest thing that they were excited about is
that's
just
a huge thing. It's a huge portion of it. Just the new style on the way the maps are looking, about how everything looks and feels. I mean, it's completely. I wouldn't say completely different, but it's a fantastic vibe. And
would you say maybe you kind of just you bumped it out of a rut kind of thing, like you
Sure, we can say that.
Yeah, like it was kind of just like set its way, and you're mixing it up a bit.
Yes.
Okay, right. I dig that. I love that.
Yeah. Partners to help with great ideas.
And it's also nice. I brought in, I brought in some partners, but we have, again, if you go to Super Game or CPX, you're going to see a very similar staff. Like I said, all the events anywhere. So it's nice when, these players that travel and stuff like that, they're showing up and, they're like, hey, Barno, or they're like, hey, Christy, or hey, Joe, or Mac, or whatever, they just know the people, so they just feel comfortable knowing that it's people, running the event, and, there's consistency.
So I'd like to answer the question that one of you asked earlier, and that was about our favorite event. And we did have, it was right before COVID, I did an airsoft and a paintball event at OXCC. It was the first event of the year, and we based it on the 100 TV series. Are you guys familiar with that?
Yep.
I'm aware of it, never watched it, but
you have to, Brad. You have to. It's got like 6 seasons. It's amazing. If you like fantasy, anything like that, it's freaking awesome. Anyway, the premise, you have basically, I'm not going to tell you the story, but you have women in charge in the leadership roles of the story. So it was a 3-entity group, and we had female commanders for each team. So that was so unique. That was 2019 or 18. Anyway, it was a huge hit. We had a huge numbers for both, higher than we typically have for our events. And it was just phenomenal. It just went off so well. I don't know if people came out because of the ladies or what, but the whole thing, if you're familiar with it, I know King, you said you were, you can't breathe in that the yellow smoke, right? It'll kill you. It's like an acid or something in the air, chemical. So we had our head refs with yellow smoke grenades, and it was perfect because it helped us control the movement of the field and that sort of thing. And people loved it. People really, it's just so much better, and people enjoy that part and they get into it, and then it just becomes. Anyway, that was a huge success, and we were getting ready to do the second year of it, and that was COVID, and that kind of crushed that. But that was one of my favorite games.
Yeah,
that was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
People loved it.
Wicked. So much.
One question I wanted to ask earlier, and it completely slipped my mind. It just came back, and I'm not sure why. But what about? So you've talked about like the plans you're making, the props and stuff for on the field. What do you plan anything, or what's your plan for like what's going on off the field, like in your staging areas and stuff like that, to keep players engaged? Are you doing anything there, or is it kind of just you're focused on the field?
No, we try to do stuff off the field too. We want people to be, like you said, engaged the whole time. So a lot of times what we'll do is we'll do a player gathering, on Saturdays when the players are there, which is usually cornhole contest, beer pong contest, not drinking the beer, it's water in the cups, stuff like that. Just to get people around. We try to do a swap meet. We tell people, hey, we'll just do a swap meet. And like in Oregon, it was incredible. I guess, again, because there was no mud this year, but, I went into the area and there must have been 30 people set up with tables just showing. And most of them, I don't even know if most of them were selling it or swapping stuff. I think they just want to hang out and show off their stuff, and just socialize.
That's fair. That's fair. Especially if you got like a weird piece of kit you want to show off. That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that you did at Living, which was really fun, I printed up some golden tickets, and we had in these tubes like a dozen golden tickets scattered throughout. That's just, if you found them throughout the weekend, you were going to get a special prize, or the potential of having a special prize.
Yeah.
And then this was Brian's thing. You go ahead and
explain. So again, there was golden tickets or whatever hidden throughout the field and stuff like that. So then we had a 4-foot by 8-foot tall Plinko board. You guys are familiar, right?
Oh yeah.
With the little ding, 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 yeah. So we had a Plinko board, and if it went down at the bottom, there was I don't know, I think there were 6 slots, and 2 of them, if you got in them, they said win. We gave away a bunch of guns, a bunch of goggles, harnesses.
Awesome.
But unfortunately, there was 4 spots that didn't say win. And I know Brian, I know Nightmare's going to chime in on this one. And if you lost, we'll say fear factor. So we made you eat something. You know, we had.
You wanted another turn.
That's true. If you ate something, we gave you another turn. We didn't make anybody eat anything. But we had things like, you know, a scorpion. We had tarantula. There was what else was there? Dung beetles, crickets, stuff like that. So we made people eat some stuff, and a lot of people were willing. Yeah, not me.
I mean, Brian's eating a lot of stuff on camera, so.
And I know Knight, he'll chime in. We got him up there, and we, to eat some stuff, and he videotaped the whole thing, and yeah.
So another thing that we did that was a lot of fun, and it's not going to be a part of Canadian Legends because of everything to get there. But I made 10 piñatas, and inside the piñatas was a prize code that you would win a free T-shirt. But it also had some digits, and you didn't really know. You were just told to keep those digits. So at the end, so you bring your card and get your T-shirt, and at the end, when Brian's doing this Plinko thing, we did specifically at Living, we had a big case that was locked on the stage, and it had a whole bunch of prizes inside. So a gun, goggle, the whole setup, and everyone who had a ticket with with the code on it would come head over, try it, and then the winner, only one, of course, opened it, got that. And it was so cool because at one point, one of the refs told me while they were on the field, they saw two guys, and they were like, turned to each other, like, what? And then they turn and start shooting. Then everyone around them starts free. Where's the firefight? And then the T-shirt falls down. They both dive on it. They're wrestling for it. So that was a lot of fun. And those things break open pretty easily. So.
That's awesome. I love that. Full contact paintball. Let's go. I love that. Amazing. What drew you to Adrenaline, specifically the field? Was it just the availability? Was it the space, the area? Because they're in the middle of nowhere. Like finding a hotel around Adrenaline Paintball is brutal.
Is it? Yeah. So again, not being from there, again, I reached out to people I knew, right? So I think I probably reached out to Todd Ansiks first. And I know they do OPL, right? OPL there.
OPL, yeah.
And stuff like that. And then what I did was I reached out to a bunch of people that I knew from Canada and stuff like that. And I said, hey, give me the top 5 fields. If we ran an event in Canada, I said, which would it be? And Adrenaline definitely came up the most.
Cool.
The most times at number 1. So we reached out. I think Todd helped me get a hold of Greg and Marg. And, we went up and checked it out, and the field's very nice. I mean, it's very well maintained. I mean, I just joke, I cut the grass, but the grass is very well maintained and stuff like that.
No, that's the thing I pick up on when I travel to fields, and you go and you can see who takes care of it, who does it.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we saw that right away because we've had that comments about our field in Maryland. We had a gentleman that, and he joked that's all I did was cut the grass, but that's almost all we did between cutting grass and trimming back, branches that would be like, well, this is where people run. That branch could knock their goggles and do, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. And you could tell the field was, they cared about the field and stuff like that. So we went there, met with them, and they're very nice people. And it seemed like a good fit. So
nice. Love that. That was great. Yeah. That's perfect. Amazing.
Yeah.
I think wicked, man. I've run out of questions.
I have nothing left.
Everything too thoroughly is the problem.
I have nothing left to give.
Right? Yeah, I have nothing left to give. No. So, what's your plans for this? I mean, you can't give away everything, I know, and you mentioned Mexico and whatnot, but like, are you hoping that outside of Canada or outside of the US is going to become a more regular thing? Are we going to see more than one event in Canada? Is that possibly in the cards? Maybe.
So it's tough because there's so many people running events, and we try the best we can to not step on anybody else's toes, right? And we always we'll try to reach out to people, and we had to move one of our events to Texas. So we knew the gentleman that ran events there, and we called him and said, hey, I see your dates. Does this work for you? And he's like, I moved a week. I said, okay, I'll move it a week. But not everybody wants to work together.
That's true.
Unfortunately, yeah. And it's just tough because we don't want to step on his toes. Because so when we decided on the date for the event Adrenaline for Canadian, we relied on Greg, and him knowing the other stuff that's up there, so we went with that. And then I just found out, like, not that long ago, I was talking to somebody, I think it might have been Wolf, and I said, hey, you come to Canadian, right? And he goes, oh no, there's a MagFed game that same weekend. And I don't know if it was close to us, to Adrenaline or not. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I heard that game just got canceled.
Yeah.
So the first thing that comes to my mind is, I'm like, I hope it has nothing to do with us, because we don't ever want that.
They needed a minimum 50 pre-reg. They didn't get it. So the field itself, it wasn't the event organizer, but the field said, we can't risk shutting our field down for 20 people.
Correct. Sure.
Right, which is totally legitimate. Like, it's fine.
It goes back to what I said earlier. People just wait till the last minute, and hopefully people are listening here and understand and start to understand. It's the same thing with. I'm going to ramble on here, but in the States with First Strike, they're not cheap. They're expensive, and sometimes people run events, and the event's over. The regular walk-on play stuff, they don't use those, so it's money sitting around. So they kind of base what they order a lot of events off of pre-reg. And then when they show up, they're like, oh, I didn't pre-reg, but you ran out. I'm like, well, that's why people pre-reg.
And everybody should know. I've said to my husband, I say, well, we run enough events. Why aren't we just buying extra? We have plenty to sell.
Well, we do.
Yes, but one thing he said is that we want to have it. We don't want to have it sitting around. So
yeah. So that's the hard part. You can't order a year's supply and then just sit on it and hope that
right.
You can use it, because it will go bad.
Right. And then the other thing too is the CPX events are 2-day events, not including the stuff we do Friday, right? So 2.5 days or whatever. And I was told again, in Canada, they said a lot of events are only 1 day because fields don't close 2 days. So we went into it. We went up there to talk to Greg and Mark at Adrenaline with, okay, we're just gonna do the the 1 day thing, because we get it. We own a few fields in the US. We know what it's all about. And immediately we got people hit us up, because the problem is, if you're not a 2-day game, how far are you going to travel to go play 6 hours, right? You're going to drive 8 hours to play 6-hour game and go home? They're not.
16.
So
16 for 16. Us out east.
16, and we played 16. For 6 hours, 8 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. That's a long drive.
Yeah. So after
it makes me happy.
We went back to Adrenaline, and we said, hey, listen, let's do a 2-day thing. And I said, let's make sure it's worth your time as well, because I again, we own fields, so we get it. It's not it's make important. Money as well. Yeah.
And no, that's great. I like that. Like I said, that business mindset of making sure everybody gets taken care of. The players taken care of, the consumers taken care of, but you're also looking after that field, because you see it. I see a lot of fields try to host events, and they kind of struggle with it. It's a lot. It's hard. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So
I guess it comes down to, running events. It's like what's your goal to run the event, right? Like
right.
I've seen people where their goal is, I just want to make a lot of money. Well, you're doing the wrong thing then. You're the wrong business, right? We all know that. But if you come to enough of our events, no matter which ones are, you'll definitely see that it's not about the money for us. It's about just, people hanging out, having a good time, smiles on the faces, yeah.
Sure.
We will spend our own money to make sure people leave happy. It's just, it's not about the money for us.
No, and I can't imagine not putting in 100% and being okay with showing up with not everything ready to go and perfect, exactly.
Yeah.
So and putting your 100% into it, because otherwise I have to be embarrassed. This is a representation of what we can do.
I've been to some events that poof, you could just tell that it wasn't all there. That they were in it for the money, kind of thing, right? They were just looking at dollar signs, cutting corners everywhere they could, and it didn't go well. And then you've been to the ones that are pure passion projects, and it's just like such a good time, you know.
And I think it comes down to it's not as easy as everybody thinks. You know, everybody thinks, oh, I'll just put up a thing and we're running an event, stuff like that. People don't see the behind the scenes stuff. Like I always tell people, and I don't know where I've heard this many, many years ago, but they always talk about a duck on water, right? The duck's just, swimming along real nice and neat, right? And you're like, oh, everything's smooth. But underneath, his feet are going a mile a minute. Mm-hmm. That's what it is behind the events, And the thing is, with our events, we surrounded ourselves with good partners and good people, and by having almost the same staff at every single event, it makes it so much easier.
That's a huge thing. I think that's a major key to your success is that you're not crash coursing a different field every event on these are the rules. This is how this is going to work. You've got people who are showing up. They know how things run. They all know they're a cohesive team. That's the key, right? Because how many?
Yeah,
I've been to events where the refs are like, I don't know the rules. It's like they're like, oh, go ask the event organizer. I mean, you mean the dude currently hauling a 40-pound prop through the field? No, I'm not going to go talk to him.
He's going to yell at me. I don't want to get too close to him.
Right.
Yeah.
So didn't you read the 18 pages of rules? No, man, I didn't. At least with these guys, they're consistent. I like this.
Yeah. That's no. don't do that. Sorry. I am that player that just shows up and just like no matter you could have like a half-hour long speech with the storytelling of like Tolkien level storytelling and world building, and I am fully admit that I am that guy. I would be like, team deathmatch, got it. Like
it's the hell that I live in traveling with him when we're like, cool, we're gonna go to this neat scenario game. Brad's like, I want to go shoot. I go shoot. I'm like, God damn it, man! Like, there's a good story
all
being
about
told
the story.
Here.
He's like the backstory. He's like, yeah, so it's this goes to this.
Give me that world building.
This and then this, and I'm like, dope. They got a different color armband. So I am the simplest of the simple. I am easily entertained. However, the video, I don't think the video ever surfaced, and I'm kind of sad because I'm kind of proud of it that I've stood on pallets screaming at an event organizer before.
I don't know if that I've never seen that footage either, and I'm kind of glad
it exists. I was sent the footage. It just never got posted of me standing on the bunker. Like,
I have the footage of that. I haven't seen it since that day. Yeah, Brad was very upset because there was some bad organization. So be glad he's not going to be there. I doubt there'll be bad organization, but if there is, he would have yelled. And then I would have had to be like, Jesus,
I made up nice with the organizer the next day. The next day, me and the organizer had a conversation. We were
on that bombshell.
Everyone was happy. Is it that time already?
Dude, it's coming to that time of the hour, and I'm sad because I'm really enjoying this. But I get to go and do this. I get to go see this in person. So, it's to be you.
Maybe I'll win the lottery or something between.
I'm gonna keep doing this between now and then. So this is the pain that you have to suffer. I'm sorry.
I know.
So did I just hear King? King, you're going to be there at Canadian Legends. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I will be there.
You're the guy who likes missions.
I like missions, and I
appreciate it. I appreciate the work. I appreciate the work. I just don't have the attention span for it.
When you guys go to events, you guys live near each other? You drive together? Or?
Yeah, we travel together about 2 hours away. So normally when we're going to Ontario, I drive right past where he lives, and he jumps in with me, and off we go.
There we go.
I'm flying out this time, so I'll fly out of Moncton, and I'll land in at Pearson, and I'll drive over. I'll rent a car and drive. I'm staying with Kat, the Cat's Customs. I can't say her name here. We all know who she is. I love her, but we can't say her name on the radio because I'll get in trouble again.
Yeah.
You know, we still have another minute, and I just remembered one more thing that made Living Legends freaking awesome.
Do it.
And that was that we did Legion Wars. So that's another thing that we're doing. Not all the events really call for legions, but we did do there. I'm gonna lose time. Anyway, the Legion Wars is we had. You explain it, Brian, because it's more speedball stuff.
Well, I think what it was is, you always have like red versus blue or whatever colors, right? And there's always just like two main teams. These are like subcategories. So let's say you have XOs right underneath you. It's almost like the XOs also had their own group, right? So it's like subgroups, and then we did subgroup wars against each other, and it just
basically
it almost overtook the whole quality of what to do. We're like, listen, we got other things we got to do.
And we had some 3v3s,
yeah,
as well, that required you to be on the same legion. So that was just another difference.
Ooh, awesome.
That sounds awesome. I can't wait, dude. This is going to be so much fun. And then I'm basically leaving right as the final battle starts because I have to haul ass to the airport to leave. Like Sunday, I have to leave just a bit early to make the airport to get out of town. So I'm going to be covered in paint, and I'm going to sit next to some old lady on the plane. I can't wait.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
nice.
Meet in person.
I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm very jealous. But folks, thanks for coming on and chatting with us and explaining that you are basically the godfather of paintball in the United States right now, from the sounds of it. And yeah, that was wild. It was a great conversation. It was really. I'm now very bummed that I'm missing that event. I was bummed before, but now I'm even more bummed. Well, it is what it is. But
thank you for having us. We appreciate your time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Love to have you again. That was wicked. Can't wait to meet you.
Yeah, after the event, we'll do like after action. For everyone who hung out with us, chatting with us, liking, commenting, sharing, all that jazz. Thank you so much. And to the beautiful listeners, listening to us on 97.9 FM CHSR in Fredericton. Thank you so much. That's it, folks. We're out of here. Until next week. Cheers.
Toodles.
See you guys.